We're explaining how to do logging in React Native. 1. First, understand why logging is important. It helps you debug your app by printing messages to the console, showing you what's happening at different points in your code. This is crucial for identifying and fixing errors, tracking the flow of data, and generally understanding your application's behavior. 2. React Native uses JavaScript, so the standard JavaScript console object is your friend. You can use console.log, console.warn, console.error, and console.debug depending on the severity of the message. Console log is for general informational messages. Console warn for warnings that don't necessarily stop execution. Console.error for errors that might halt execution. And console debug for detailed debugging information that you might want to disable in production. 3. The simplest logging involves directly calling these functions within your components. For example, console.log my variable will print the value of my variable to the console. Place these logging statements strategically in your code, particularly around areas where you suspect problems or want to track data changes. 4. For more complex scenarios or if you need more structured logging, consider using a dedicated logging library. Libraries like Winston or LogRocket offer more features such as logging to files, different log levels, and even remote logging. These are especially useful for production monitoring and debugging. 5. When using a logging library, you'll need to install it via npm or yarn. npm install Winston, for example, and then integrate it into your React Native application. Most libraries provide methods to log messages with different severity levels, allowing for better organization and filtering of log output. 6. Remember to remove or disable excessive logging in your production builds. Printing too much information to the console can impact performance and potentially expose sensitive data. Conditional logging using dev, a React Native global variable that's true in development and false in production, is a good way to handle this. E.g., if dev on console log debug message a. 7. Finally, use a proper debugging environment. The React Native debugger, usually accessed via a developer menu in the simulator or device, will show your console output alongside other useful debugging information. The developer tools in your browser also provide useful ways to view and filter console logs. By combining well-placed console calls and, when necessary, a dedicated logging library, you can effectively monitor your application's state and quickly identify and address bugs.